Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP, but if you're holding any altcoin, doesn't matter which one it is, this video is relevant. Because when you look at XRP on the one-day chart, it's sitting here just above 54.5 cents. It was a green day for XRP, but once again, no real price movement. And most of the people, even holding Bitcoin right now, will tell you that this market seems to have slowed down. This cycle seemed to have slowed down. But I personally think we are still on track. I still think by the end of this year, we're going to be looking at a much different XRP. But why isn't XRP moving right now? Well, it's because Bitcoin dominance isn't breaking down yet. That will happen over time. Once the Bitcoin dominance starts to really fall, that's what will take us into alt season. But there's a lot of other factors going on. And right now, I do believe we are in a hype cycle. Everything right now is about hype, but that hype is eventually going to end. Once utility comes to this space, all that hype's going to be gone. You won't see people running around saying, oh, look at Bitcoin, because all of a sudden people will be looking at utility and actual value. But what could be slowing down this cycle? So here's an explanation from Luke Groman on how the U.S. Treasury can get the U.S. debt to GDP ratio from 130% to 40% by revaluing physical gold from its current price of $2,400 to $20,000. It's actually higher now. Gold is around $3,000 per ounce. And they are going to revaluate it. And maybe the market knows that's coming. See, the market will always show you the facts. And a lot of people speculate on the chart every single day. They say, well, the chart, it looks like we're going to go up from here. And what happens next? We end up breaking down. And it's because real world events are having a factor on the market. Then there's MiCA. The EU's MiCA bill is set to shape global stablecoin regulations. And they're going to be global stablecoin regulations. Everybody thinks MiCA is only going to affect the EU. Every other country around the world is going to go in the same direction as the EU is going in when it comes to stablecoin regulations. And the market knows that's coming. That's going to go into full effect at the end of December of this year, in the middle of a massive run-up. The markets in crypto assets, MiCA regulation has officially banned Tether's USDT stablecoin in Europe. Same thing's going to happen here in the United States once stablecoin regulations are put in place here as well. Then it's going to go to every other country around the world. And maybe Bitcoin is dragging because it knows that at some point this is going to impact the price of Bitcoin. Because if Tether ends up depegging, Bitcoin is going to lose a lot of value. Same thing with ETH. The rest of these altcoins will also drop in price as well. However, like I said at the beginning of this video, I still think this cycle is intact. Plus, we are in an election year. Election year, Bitcoin boom. With the 2024 election 2 weeks away, CEO of Term Labs breaks down Bitcoin's post-election patterns and explores how shifting crypto regulations could drive a Q1 to Q2 rally. Now, I think this rally is really going to start to pick up momentum before the end of this year. A lot of people are still predicting XRP to be at a new all-time high by the end of December. But the election could also be delaying Bitcoin having a massive run-up. the market might want to see who the next president is first, is what I'm saying. Dow Jones update, we're very close. And you know, a lot of people are still talking about the stock market crash. Like I said, one more massive blow off top and then it'll come crashing down. This looks like it's also going to start in December. Now, a stock market crash could play out very well for crypto. A lot of that money will end up flowing into crypto as it's coming out of the stock market. I do believe a stock market crash is going to happen. I still think a recession is coming next year as well. And the crypto market might also be showing signs of that already. And even when the Fed cut rates, that showed you we are headed towards a recession. Then there's the DXY is back at 4-hour support. The crypto crowd needs the dollar to break down from here. Because once the DXY falls, all of a sudden crypto will start to rise. But so far, the dollar, the DXY, has started bouncing back because there's wars going on around the world. War is good for the US dollar. Every time that it seems like people are giving up on the dollar, you ever take notice? The US has all of a sudden has to get involved in a war somewhere else in the world. Then there's ISO. Financial institutions can now transition to ISO 222 for SWIFT and Fedwire with Finsley after November 2025, ensuring a timely and hassle-free upgrade to the new messaging standard. ISO is also coming next year. That's going to bring a lot of changes with it. I think this is going to have a big impact on a handful of cryptocurrencies. And like I said, people keep saying that XRP is not ISO 222 compliant, but Ripple is. But the network that's going to be utilized inside of ISO, XRP, runs on that network. You could say the same about Stellar, Hedera, and so on. But I still think ISO is going to bring value to a handful of cryptocurrencies, these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Then there's the Bitcoin ETFs, or a crypto price manipulation tool. I warned that Bitcoin ETF will be used by the global financial elites to control and manipulate the crypto market prices while everyone was cheering this deception. BlackRock wants to shake you out. No matter how long someone has been holding Bitcoin, what I notice now is there's a trend. They all believe that BlackRock is manipulating the price of Bitcoin. They all believe Bitcoin right now would still be above a new all-time high if it wasn't for BlackRock getting involved with those ETFs. Google Trends search interest for Bitcoin falls to a yearly low of 33. During the same period last year, search interest was at 34 and Bitcoin was trading at nearly $29,000. Now, we've seen this happen in the past, and usually right after people stop searching for Bitcoin, Bitcoin tends to have a run-up. And I think the same thing is going to happen here, and it's going to take the rest of these altcoins with it. The only thing I'm worried about is a lot of people are starting to lose interest in Bitcoin because they do believe the price is being manipulated. And, you know, as the belief, leaves Bitcoin, the smart money is also going to leave Bitcoin. And that money's going to flow into utility-driven cryptocurrencies. But this could be why the market seems to be slowing. But I don't think it's slowing so much as people are getting frustrated. Because even when you talk to Bitcoin maxis, they all say the same thing. I wish Bitcoin would achieve a new all-time high already. Bitcoin should already be around $100,000. But I think what's going to happen is the second that Bitcoin crosses 100K, the sell-off is going to be like we've never seen before. It's going to be a massive sell-off. Same thing's going to happen with XRP. Once it gets to a new all-time high, I think we're going to have a big sell-off happen. However, I think another big sell-off is going to happen as we cross $10 and then $20. And then people will say it's not going to get to $30. And maybe it does. But along the way, there's going to be people selling. That's just how crypto is. Everybody sells expecting a massive pullback to happen shortly after. But I would not count on those pullbacks, not once utility starts driving the price of XRP. Once that happens, that's going to change everything because it's real value flowing in now. It's no longer just a cycle. It's no longer a 4-year run. It's now actual value flowing into the price of these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. And that is going to come with time. I think it's going to start once we get regulations. First stablecoin regulations, then global crypto regulations. And again, maybe this market knows that crypto regulations are coming as well. And the market could be reflecting that right now. But nothing is going to stop this run from happening. You know, I keep seeing people saying, this run is over. This run hasn't even began yet. And people are giving up. And, you know, that shakes other people out. Newer investors get shaken out by older investors saying, oh, it looks like it's time to give up on this crypto or that crypto. It looks like this run is over. But like I said, it hasn't even started yet. And the reason that I wanted to show you this is because there's a lot of real world events happening right now. We're going to see every single market get revaluated very soon. I think it's going to happen once the crash happens. That could also be when they freeze the financial system. Think about it. It's going to be a major crisis. It's going to be far worse than 2008 because now we have all this debt in the United States and bailouts are not an option this time around. Bail-ins are going to happen. But I think what they'll do is they'll freeze the financial system and then all of a sudden you'll see the news come on. And the mainstream media news is going to say the U.S. had no choice but to freeze the financial system. Other countries are doing the same thing because of what's going on with this massive crash. But I think what it's going to be is they're going to lead us into the reset, into the new financial system. How close are we to that happening? I still think it's going to happen during the crash of 2025 because 2024 looks a lot like 2008. And this is going to be a very scary time, but what comes right after that is going to be the rise of XRP, the rise of these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. And the hype will be gone, and everything going forward will be transparent. It will be regulated. A lot of cryptocurrencies will be gone at the same time. But I would not think it's going to be like this long drawn out emergency. I think it's going to be like a 2-day event. Everybody's going to be in shock on day one. The news media is going to set everyone's mind at ease, saying that they're working on the problem. The next day, most likely, they're going to say they have a solution, but it's going to take 24 hours to put that solution in place. Day 3, we would see the new financial system, most likely CBDCs going live. Because I still think the U.S. is going to rush to go live with the CBDC before Russia, before the BRICS, most likely even before the UK. Because the U.S. has always led the way, but a crisis has to happen first. That's when the U.S. makes things happen very quick. Same thing's going to happen here. But I think the crypto chart is reflecting that in some ways. It knows something big is coming, but it could be a massive run-up. But again, you also got to expect some kind of bad news before we blast off. One last shakeout before we go. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.